Good morning. We are about to get into the afternoon, and first and foremost, happy race day. We have the Verizon 200 at the Brickyard today. I've always been a fan of the road courses. I really enjoy them. Now, I do think this race should be on the oval, but that's a completely different subject matter. I think next year, I heard on the radio this morning, they are going back to the oval, and Denny Hamlin was quoted as saying, they kind of took a major away by taking away the true Brickyard 400. But hey, you know what? For right here, we are on the road course. Now, yesterday, just a tough beat with Gibbs. AJ had a good car in Xfinity. Took a big swing and missed. And, you can't lose 3 seconds in the pit. I think the winner today is absolutely going to come down to who can run a mistake-free race. There's some guys out in the front that I think we have seen in the past are absolutely capable of that. And so if you look at the race favorite, Tyler Reddick in the 45 car, he won this race last year. Really showed phenomenal effort doing it. Reddick's been a guy who he's had some bad breaks lately. I know I just talked about running a mistake-free race. He actually should have a couple wins in his bank if it wasn't for most recent mistakes. And I think that team knows that, and they're going to come extra focused today. Tyler's starting second. He's 350 plus 350, so I'll be putting a unit on him, possibly a unit 0.25, depending on how I see things shake out. Second favorite for the race, the second highest odds, Chase Elliott. He's plus 500. We know he needs to win one of the next 3 races to make the playoffs. Chase was up front here last year. Really, I thought had a chance to win the race. Ryan Blaney got into the back of him, and that was that. So he did not get it. That's what, Tyler was able to pull away from Ross, who took the access road. If you remember, it was a very entertaining race last year. I'm also going to be putting it on Chase because I think he's a guy that, I'm sure I'm biased, but the speed's in the car. He's starting third. He knows his way around this place. We saw that last year. He's plus 500, so I'll be putting a unit there. Looking further down the board, Marin, for some value, to see some guys that there might be some value we can get. Michael McDowell, the 34 car. He was running in the top 5, top 3 year one of this race, had an issue. He was finished, I want to say, second last year in this race. The guy can get around a road course. He's more than just a super speedway guy. I know he does only have the one career win, but Front Row Motorsports really seems to be turning things around this year. He's running in the top 10 a lot. And McDowell's plus 1,500. So I'm going to be throwing a half unit on Michael McDowell plus 1,500. And I'm also looking a little further down. I know I talked about AJ yesterday. I'm still kind of mad at him. I was between him and Gibbs. Gibbs showed me some stuff yesterday that was pretty damn good. And he's plus 3,000. I think it's worth a quarter of a unit. And beyond that, I don't see too much. I don't think one of these international road course superheroes is going to be out there. I know SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, won the Chicago street race. I think he certainly will compete today, but I think that it's more of a level playing field for him this time around. I actually am looking at Ryan Blaney at plus 4,000. A quarter of a unit to me seems worth it there. Blaney, he's shown the ability to get to the front at this track. Hasn't shown a lot of finishing ability, but for a quarter of a unit at plus 4,000, I think there's an outside chance there. So, Marin, Brickyard, I know you hope to kiss the bricks one day, and what do you think?
So, as a little bit of background, I don't see anything until Matt turns the computer around and we start the video. So I have probably the entire time that he's talking to look at this, make my decision, and then say, okay, well, here's what I think is going to win. So letting you into my mindset a little bit, I see Indianapolis for the first time. And what do I think? Indiana Jones. So I think Indiana Jones, and I think who was his major antagonist for many of the movies? The Nazis. What color do the Nazis rock? Red. My first pick is Reddick.
Yeah, as I said, he's the race favorite. A lot of other different factors into why I am picking him today, but we'll mark you down on the 45 car this week.
There is no numbers associated with this. It is just my Educated guess, but my educated guess comes from something else. My next pick, one of the movies from Indiana Jones is called Crystal Skull. Who else rocks skulls? Daniel Suarez, my guy. I'm gonna go with Daniel Suarez.
Okay, taking your own driver, it's a good play here today. Daniel's won on a road course before. He's plus 600 and he's starting first. He was able to secure the pole, so we'll see what happens. It's a team for me that's been prone to mistakes this year, and I know it's going to take a mistake-free race, but if he runs it, we know the car's got the speed.
And the last one, follow me here. So, one of my favorite characters from Indiana Jones is Short Round, right? His little Asian sidekick, played by the very first Asian actor to win Best Actor.
Right, in the Goonies, I believe.
Yeah, from the Goonies. His name escapes me right now, but he's fantastic. So, Short Round is Asian. And who else is Asian? Larson. He's half Asian. So I'm going to go with Larson.
You also, I thought you were going to say, I'm Asian.
Well, I mean, that's obvious. That's low-hanging
Larson is half Asian. He is an unbelievable driver. He won the Knoxville Nationals last night, which is one of the biggest, I think it might be the biggest sprint car race you can win. He's plus 800. He's rolling off 6th. And look, he is a guy who had that insane accident here last year where he just didn't brake going into the corner. I think he's going to learn from that. He's not a guy that makes a lot of the same mistakes twice. And he's a super cool guy, man. I met him about 7 years ago. He's a really nice guy.
And also Short Round, he was Indiana Jones's driver for the movie. So there you go.
Well, all right. There you have it. Verizon 200 at the Brickyard. Let's go get some. Hope everybody has a great and happy Sunday. Let's go racing.